Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. We always get such fascinating, and this time is no different. Someone sent in this research paper, and it's really gotten us thinking.
Yeah, definitely intriguing stuff.
It's by Sebastian and Nady Shamo from Bentley University, and it's all about how those super realistic deepfakes, those fake videos and audio that we hear about all the time, well, they could actually be used to manipulate the stock market.
Yeah, it's a pretty unsettling thought, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we usually think about deepfakes in the context of like fake news and political stuff, but this research goes beyond that. It's looking at how these fakes could trick even those supercomputers.
Yeah.
The ones that make lightning-fast trades on Wall Street.
Right. It's not just about spotting a fake video anymore. This is about understanding how these fakes could impact, our investments and the economy as a whole.
Thank you for tuning in to Quantopian's Quant Radio, your AI-driven podcast exploring everything related to quantitative finance. If you enjoy this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on future releases. For more quant-focused content, join us at community.quantopian.com. There you can explore a wealth of resources, connect with fellow quants, engage in insightful discussions, and enhance your skills through our extensive range of online courses. Quant Radio is intended to help people develop their knowledge and skills in quant finance. This podcast is not intended to provide investment advice. And now, back to the episode.
Exactly. So before we get into the specifics of how this could all play out, can you give us a quick deepfakes 101? What makes them so different from just regular video editing?
Sure. So deepfakes use something called generative adversarial networks, or GANs for short.
GANs.
Yeah, basically imagine two AIs, artificial intelligence battling it out. One AI is trying to create a fake video or audio, and the other AI is trying to spot the fake.
Okay, so it's like a competition.
Exactly. And as they keep competing, they keep learning from each other. So the AI that's creating the fakes gets better and better at making them look real, and the AI that's trying to spot them gets better at detecting the fakes.
So it's not just someone cutting and pasting clips together. It's these AIs are getting smarter and smarter at fooling us.
Right, and that's what makes deepfakes so dangerous, because they're becoming more and more realistic.
And the paper mentions that the technology to create these deepfakes is becoming more accessible too.
Exactly. What used to be restricted to high-tech labs and stuff is now available in apps that anyone can download.
Wow. So anyone with a smartphone could potentially create a deepfake.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why the potential for misuse, especially in a high-stakes environment like the stock market, is a real concern.
Okay, so let's get into that. How could someone actually use a deepfake to manipulate the market? Can you give us some examples?
Sure. So the research paper lays out some pretty convincing scenarios. Imagine a deepfake video circulating online of a CEO, the head of a big company making a surprise announcement. And in this announcement, the CEO says something like the company is about to go bankrupt, or that they've been cooking the books, doing some illegal stuff.
Oh, wow.
Even if it's debunked later, people find out it's fake. That initial panic that people feel when they see that video could trigger a massive sell-off of the company's stock.
Right. People are going to be like, oh no, I got to get rid of this stock before it becomes worthless.
Exactly. And that could wipe out millions, even billions of dollars in market value.
It's kind of like that old saying, right? A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. But now it's the lie has a video to go with it.
And it's not just about individual companies either. Imagine a deepfake audio clip of the Federal Reserve Chair. The person who sets interest rates.
What if there was a fake audio of them hinting at an unexpected interest rate hike?
The market would go crazy.
Exactly. The market reacts instantly to that kind of news. And the chaos that would ensue could be really, really significant.
So we're not just talking about messing with a few stocks. This could potentially destabilize entire markets.
Right. And that's why this is such a serious issue. It's not just about fake news anymore. This is about the potential for real economic damage.
So has this actually happened yet? Has there been a confirmed case of someone manipulating the market with a deepfake?
That's an interesting question, and the paper doesn't point to any specific instances that have been publicly reported yet.
Okay.
But it highlights that even the possibility it could happen is enough to warrant concern.
Right. It's only a matter of time before someone tries it.
Okay, I get that deepfakes can fool us humans. I mean, they're designed to do that. But can they trick the algorithms? The supercomputers that are running Wall Street? I thought they were supposed to be, immune to this kind of trickery.
You'd think so, right? I mean, they're computers, after all. But the problem is that these algorithms are built for speed.
Speed?
Yeah, they analyze news, social media, even like CEO speeches in real time to make split-second trading decisions. They're designed to react before humans even have time to process what's going on.
So they're like super impulsive.
Kind of, yeah. They're designed to spot patterns and trends and react accordingly, but they don't have the ability to like critically analyze the information they're receiving.
So a deepfake basically becomes like poisonous data for these algorithms.
Exactly. It feeds them false information and leads them to make bad trades. And because these algorithms are trading so quickly, those bad trades can snowball really fast, especially with high-frequency trading, where computers are making thousands of trades per second.
So it's like a chain reaction of bad decisions, all based on a fake video or audio clip.
Exactly. And that's why this is such a big deal. It has the potential to disrupt the entire financial system.
This is pretty scary stuff. The paper also mentions that deepfakes actually exploit our own human weaknesses to make us more vulnerable to these scams.
That's right. Deepfakes prey on our biases. Things like confirmation bias and that fear of missing out, FOMO.
Okay, can you break that down for me? Like, how do those biases play into deepfake manipulation?
Sure. So let's say you're already really optimistic about a particular stock. You think it's going to go up.
Okay.
And then you see a deepfake video that seems to confirm your belief. Maybe it shows the company's product being like wildly successful or something. Confirmation bias might make you ignore any red flags, any signs that things might not be as good as they seem.
Right. You're so focused on seeing what you want to see that you miss the warning signs.
Exactly. And you might end up investing even more money in that stock, even though it's all based on a lie.
So we're basically seeing what we want to see, even if it's not real.
Yeah.
And what about FOMO? How does that factor in?
Well, imagine a deepfake video goes viral showing like huge lines outside a store for a new product's launch.
Okay, I've seen videos like that.
Right. It creates this artificial hype, this sense that everyone's getting in on this amazing opportunity.
And you don't want to be left out.
Exactly. And so people might feel pressured to buy the stock right away before they miss out on the next big thing.
Even if the company's actually a sham.
Right. It's all about creating that sense of urgency that makes people act without thinking.
This is all pretty unsettling. Is there anything we can do to protect ourselves from this, or are we just at the mercy of these deepfake manipulators?
No, not at all. The good news is that the research paper outlines some promising strategies for fighting back, and it's a multi-pronged approach.
Okay, so what can we do?
Well, one of the most interesting areas is the development of AI that can actually detect deepfakes.
So it's like fighting fire with fire, using AI to spot the fakes created by AI.
Exactly. Researchers are building these AI detectives that can analyze videos and audio for subtle inconsistencies that humans might miss.
Like what kind of inconsistencies?
Well, they look for things like unnatural blinking patterns. Like if someone in the video is blinking too much or too little.
Okay.
Or they might look for lighting glitches, like if the lighting in the video doesn't look quite right. And they can also analyze speech patterns, like if the way someone is talking doesn't match up with their usual way of speaking.
So it's kind of like a digital fingerprint analysis, but for videos and audio.
That's a great way to put it. And some AI systems can even try to reverse engineer the deepfakes, like figuring out how it was made and using that information to flag it as fake.
That's pretty impressive, but I imagine the fakers are also getting smarter.
You're absolutely right. It's a constant arms race. And that's why education is so crucial.
Education?
Yeah. The more people understand about deepfakes and how to spot them, the harder it will be for these fakes to spread unnoticed.
So it's about empowering ourselves to be more critical consumers of information, like not just blindly believing everything we see online, especially when it comes to something as important as our finances.
Exactly. And then there's the potential of blockchain technology, which is really fascinating.
Hold on, blockchain. Isn't that the technology behind Bitcoin? What does that have to do with deepfakes?
Well, blockchain is all about creating a tamper-proof record.
Okay.
So imagine a world where every video or audio clip is registered on a blockchain when it's created.
Like a digital birth certificate.
Kind of, yeah. And then you could instantly verify its authenticity, whether it's been tampered with or not.
So it's like a digital certificate of authenticity for media.
Exactly. It would be incredibly difficult to alter a video or audio file without that change being reflected on the blockchain.
That sounds really promising. Are there any companies or projects already working on this?
Absolutely. There are a number of startups and even established tech companies exploring the use of blockchain for media authentication. It's still early days, but the potential is huge.
It's like we're building a new infrastructure of trust for the digital age. But what about the legal side of things? Is there anything being done to make the creation and distribution of deepfakes for malicious purposes illegal?
Yeah, the research paper highlights this as a crucial aspect of combating deepfake threats. There's growing momentum for legislation that specifically targets the use of deepfakes for market manipulation or other forms of financial crime.
So it's about sending a clear message that this isn't just a harmless prank. It's a serious offense with potentially devastating consequences.
Exactly. And this legislation wouldn't just be about punishing the creators of these deepfakes, it would also aim to hold accountable those who knowingly spread them for malicious purposes.
Like if someone shares a deepfake video knowing that it's fake, but they do it anyway because they think they can make some money off of it.
Right, it's about creating a system of accountability throughout the entire information ecosystem.
This deep dive has really highlighted how complex this issue is. It's not just about technology. It's about human psychology, media literacy, and even the legal framework.
You've hit the nail on the head. Combating deepfakes requires a multifaceted approach, one that involves collaboration between technologists, policymakers, educators, and most importantly, informed citizens.
So it's really a collective effort. We all have a role to play in protecting ourselves and each other from these threats.
Exactly. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive. But before we go, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. As we navigate this increasingly complex digital world, let's remember to approach information with curiosity, with skepticism, and most importantly, with a commitment to truth.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay informed.